Captain America's shield is the symbol of justice and truth, but its origin has a darker history. The shield is made of vibranium, and Wakanda is the only country known for having vibranium in the MCU. But here's the real question: how did Howard Stark get vibranium to make the shield when Wakanda was hidden from the world? Actually, that has deep, dark theories. Captain America's shield's vibranium may have been stolen from Wakanda due to numerous foreign invasions. In the comics and the MCU, Wakanda has always been a target because of its vibranium, a nearly indestructible metal that outsiders desperately seek. One of the biggest threats to Wakanda was Ulysses Klaue, a ruthless arms dealer who led an invasion in both versions of the story. His obsession with vibranium led him to commit heinous acts, including the murder of King T'Chaka's father while attempting to steal the precious metal. In Black Panther, Klaue successfully smuggled vibranium out of Wakanda and sold it on the black market. Eventually, some of this stolen vibranium ended up in the hands of the US government. This raises a major question: did Howard Stark acquire vibranium through unethical means when he created Captain America's shield? There's a possibility that the vibranium used for Captain America's shield came from stolen Wakandan resources, either directly from Klaue's smuggling operations or through secret dealings with other nations. In Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, it's made clear that the US government is actively searching for vibranium beyond Wakanda. This raises the possibility that vibranium exists somewhere else in the world and that Howard Stark may have found and used it to create Captain America's shield. However, the exact origins of the shield's vibranium have never been fully explained in the MCU, leaving room for speculation. If vibranium was discovered outside of Wakanda, it would be a major revelation, considering Wakanda has long been believed to be the only source of the metal. The fact that the US is so desperate to find vibranium suggests that they may have had access to it before and are now looking to secure more for themselves. This could mean that Howard Stark, rather than stealing from Wakanda, might have sourced vibranium from an undisclosed location decades before the events of Black Panther. With Captain America: Brave New World on the horizon, there's a strong chance that the movie will finally explore the origins of vibranium outside Wakanda. The film could reveal new vibranium deposits or even introduce a government conspiracy where nations like the US have secretly known about vibranium for years but kept it hidden. If this theory turns out to be true, it could completely change what we know about vibranium and how it has been used in the MCU. Then, in the comics, the Savage Land has vibranium. Basically, the Savage Land is Marvel's version of Jurassic World, a hidden prehistoric land filled with dinosaurs and ancient civilizations. There's a chance we've already seen a glimpse of this in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, during the scene where Strange and America Chavez jumped through multiple universes. One of those could have been the Savage Land, but that's just speculation. But if the Savage Land exists in the MCU, it opens up another possibility. Maybe Howard Stark didn't steal vibranium from Wakanda but found it in the Savage Land instead. Or, if Howard Stark had access to multiversal travel, something we don't know for sure but isn't impossible given his genius, he could have jumped between universes, discovered vibranium in another reality, and used it to forge Captain America's shield. Originally, Captain America's shield was created by Dr. Myron McLean, a scientist working for the US government during World War II. McLean was attempting to develop an indestructible metal alloy for military use. He experimented with vibranium, which was supplied to the US government, likely a small sample obtained from explorers or traders rather than directly from Wakanda. This vibranium supposedly came from a meteor that fell outside of Wakanda, meaning it wasn't exclusively sourced from the hidden African nation. One night, an unknown accident caused the vibranium to bond with an iron alloy, forming a unique vibranium-steel hybrid that has never been replicated. This fusion resulted in Captain America's iconic shield, which is nearly indestructible and capable of absorbing kinetic energy. If the MCU follows this origin, it means the US didn't necessarily steal vibranium from Wakanda but instead got their hands on a separate deposit. Given how Black Panther: Wakanda Forever showed the US actively searching for vibranium around the world, it wouldn't be surprising if they found an alternate source, and Hydra has a long history of stealing and experimenting with vibranium in both the comics and MCU. During World War II, Red Skull and Dr. Arnim Zola used stolen vibranium to create advanced energy weapons powered by the Tesseract. In the MCU, Baron Strucker also conducted experiments with vibranium-based technology before Ultron took over his base. In the comics, Hydra has repeatedly infiltrated Wakanda, smuggled vibranium, and even manipulated Wakandan politics to gain access to the rare metal. They have used vibranium to create powerful weapons, indestructible armor, and anti-Captain America technology. Though they often failed to harness vibranium's full potential, Hydra remained one of the biggest threats to Wakanda's vibranium reserves, constantly seeking to weaponize it for world domination. If the US government took over vibranium from Hydra, It could explain how they obtained enough of the metal to craft Captain America's shield. Roxxon Corporation is a powerful and corrupt multinational company in Marvel Comics that has been involved in various illegal activities, including stealing and weaponizing vibranium. And like Hydra, which seeks global domination, Roxxon is purely profit-driven, willing to exploit any resource for financial gain. In several comic storylines, Roxxon has mined vibranium illegally, either by infiltrating Wakanda or extracting it from secret deposits outside the country. They have also funded mercenaries and scientists to study vibranium's properties, hoping to create weapons, energy sources, and industrial application. Some versions show Roxxon working with criminals like Ulysses Claue, HYDRA, or even the US government to acquire vibranium. One of Roxxon's most infamous actions was in Black Panther Volume 5, where they attempted to drill for vibranium off the coast of Wakanda, leading to direct conflict with T'Challa. In other stories, they have experimented with synthetic vibranium to bypass Wakanda's control. Though their versions were unstable, Roxxon represents a corporate villain in Marvel, less about ideology and more about exploiting powerful resources, including vibranium, for greed and control. The MCU has subtly referenced Roxxon in various places, hinting that they could play a bigger role in the future. If the MCU explores vibranium's dark history, Roxxon might be revealed as a major player in its illegal trade, possibly explaining how vibranium ended up in US hands long before Wakanda was exposed to the world. And the final possibility is Namor and Atlantis. In the comics, there's another type of vibranium found in Antarctica, specifically in the Savage Landan isolated prehistoric region hidden from the world. And like Wakandan vibranium, which absorbs energy, Antarctic vibranium, also known as antimetal, breaks down metal at the molecular level, making it an incredibly powerful and dangerous. Atlantis has been shown mining or possessing Antarctic vibranium, using it to develop advanced technology. In some comic storylines, Namor and his people believe that vibranium originally landed in the ocean before fragments made their way to Wakanda. This belief has led to conflicts and even wars between Atlantis and Wakanda over vibranium rights. If this theory is true, it means the US government could have discovered vibranium through deep-sea research, possibly using submarines to explore hidden deposits near Atlantis or other unknown locations. This would explain how they obtained vibranium without Wakanda's knowledge. At the end of the day, there's no definitive answer to how Captain America's shield was made. The MCU hasn't given a full explanation, leaving room for speculation. Maybe we'll get more answers in Captain America: Brave New World. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts.